Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Vlogtober. Today we're going to be doing an October book haul, looking at all of the books that I have purchased so far this month. It is smaller than usual. I did not get any books at Goodwill this month. I have not had luck at any little free libraries, so all these are coming to me at full cost. Not fun, but I am excited for all of these books. Let's get into it. Horror has been the genre that I have been focusing on in October, so when I went to Barnes & Noble, I got my TBR list out, and these are the highest rated books that were on my to buy list that are horror books on Goodreads. The first one that I got is The Night Parade by Ronald Malfi. This one has like pandemic feelings to it, you know, like there's a plague going around, and I personally love a pandemic. I love a plague story that's threatening to wipe out the human race. I mean, I lived through one, right? The next one is one that I'm really excited for. Now, this is more of a Christmassy one, and I really wanted to get to Brom this month, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get there. But the one that I picked up is Krampus, the Yule Lord by Brom. This is one where Santa Claus is the villain and Brom is the hero of the story. But I love Christmas time. I just love like the legends of it, just the mythical feeling to it. Yeah, I love that. So it says, this is on Christmas Eve in a small town in Boone County, West Virginia. Now, I was not expecting that, but we are seeing Santa and Krampus going to war with one another. And then I couldn't find any of the other horror books that I had, so I went to the new release section just to see what they had. And this is a book I've never heard of, but it's multi-generational, and I love that. This is The Devil Three Times by Ricky Fain. So there is still kind of spooky vibes to it because we are in October. It says, an audacious debut novel spanning 8 generations of a black family in West Tennessee as they are repeatedly visited by the devil. So it starts on the slave ship to the United States, going all the way up to the modern day. It's steeped in the spiritual traditions and oral history of the black diaspora. The Devil Three Times is a baptism by fire and water, heralding a new voice in American fiction. So all of that was just bells were chiming in my head. I did have to go over to Horry County, which is where Myrtle Beach is this month, and I came across a bookstore randomly that I had no idea existed. This is in North Myrtle Beach across the street from Bullino's, if you're familiar with the area, and it is called Beach Bookshop. They're very personable, and the guy, he showed me where like their World War books are, and I mean, that's not really what I was looking for that day. I was kind of in a mood, and I was just like, oh, like, you know, I was just in a mood, but you know, being in a bookstore with friendly people makes everything better. So this is a book I've never heard of, and he hasn't read it yet either, the guy working at the bookstore. So this is called Gerda by Katerina Tokova, translated by Veronique Verkuzny. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. But this is taking place in the after-war years, starting in 1945, spanning decades and generations. If you can't tell, multi-generational family saga. That's my favorite trope right there. So when I see books with that, they can have magical realism, they can be historical fiction, I do not care. That's what I want to read. This is a piece of translated fiction coming from Czechia. Again, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. But it is about the fate of one woman and the pursuit of forgiveness in a divided post-war world. And I've never read a book from Czechia, sorry. I've never read a book from there or a book that takes place there. So I do think that will be interesting to read about, especially after reading Edge of Eternity by Ken Follett. That book kind of inspired me to pick up this book because I was telling the guy working at the bookstore about, we were talking about Ken Follett, and this one just seems like it might be give me a little bit more of what Edge of Eternity gave me. Also, look at the what the book looks like without the cover. Super cool. Now, I did place an order at Book of the Month, and I've just been struggling with their main picks every month. Nothing is really catching my eye. I don't know, a lot of people have been having this struggle. I don't know what's going on over there, but I still get one every month. There's option to skip, but there's add-ons that I won't, because in the past they did have good options. So the first one I got, Brady over on TikTok, Brady Lockerbie, I think is her name. She only works for Book of the Month, and she got a book but cannot tell us yet what it was because the creators at this convention were able to get their books early. But she was really enjoying it. So I was like, oh my gosh, I hope I'm getting the one that she is loving. And I did when she was finally able to announce it. And it is The 10-Year Affair by Erin Solmers. And has a lot of dry humor to it. And it is about this couple that has a 10-year-long affair. So I don't even want to say couple because they're both married but not to each other. The 10-Year Affair is a witty, emotionally charged exploration of marriage, family life, and the roads not taken that ultimately ask, do we really want our fantasies to come true? And I'm reading Practical Magic right now, and that's kind of a question in that book too, is be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. Iconic song. That is very much a theme that has been happening this week. I don't know what that means. Next, this one was an add-on, and I thought it sounded interesting when it was first introduced, but I wasn't sure because I was just seeing hit and miss things. But now everybody seems to be loving this book, and that is Elizabeth Gilbert's All the Way to the River, Love, Loss, and Liberation. And this one is her first nonfiction in a while. In her first nonfiction book in a decade, the writer who taught millions of readers to live authentically and creatively shows how to break free. And so many people need to learn how to do that because it is a great feeling to just break free from society and do things how you want to do things. Lastly, from Book of the Month, this word that is in the title of this book kept coming up in another book, and then this author, I've been seeing it because she does a lot of spooky books like horror, mixing horror and historical fiction, and thriller, mixing those genres together. And I was like, okay, I'm finally going to get that book, and that is The Hacienda by Isabel Cañas. This one is, it says Mexican Gothic, which I wasn't a huge fan of, meets Rebecca, haven't read, is the debut supernatural suspense novel set in the aftermath of the Mexican War of Independence about a remote house, a sinister haunting, and the woman pulled into their clutches. So all of her books have sounded intriguing to me. She did have a new one come out this season. But Hacienda is the word that kept coming up in The Power of the Dog by Don Winslow that I was reading. And it's also her debut book, so I felt like we should start at the bottom, you know? Star author for me, Susan Orlean, did have a new book come out, and this one is a memoir. Now, I love the library book by this author because, again, she just can mix all these subgenres of nonfiction together. History, true crime, memoirs, mixing all that together, and it works out so beautifully, and I love that about her writing. I do recommend her audiobooks as well, but this is Joyride by Susan Orlean. I didn't even read the blurb. I was like, I love Susan Orlean, so I'm going to buy her book. And doesn't this cover look so 90s? Like the hardbacks in the 90s, like my Princess Diana book by Andrew Morton, I think. That's what this cover reminds me of. So this is a masterful memoir of finding a creative calling and purpose that invites us to approach life with wonder, curiosity, and irrepressible sense of delight. And yes, those are all of the things that I look for in this world. And those are all the books that came into my possession that I bought in the month of October. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you made it all the way through, leave a Halloween emoji in the comments below. And as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell to be notified when all my videos go live. I'll see you in my next one. Bye! If you are familiar with my videos, you're used to seeing Sherman at the end of them. Sadly, Sherman has since passed away, but I would still like to encourage you guys to help your local shelters. Sherman was at the Darlington County Humane Society in rural South Carolina. I always have their link down below in the description if you guys would like to help them, but also help your local shelters as well. You can do that by donating, sharing posts like this one, volunteering, fostering, and adopting, which it's great to do all of those things. Great to help your community, great to help the animals in your community, and I cannot recommend it enough. All of my pets were rescues, they were strays or from animal shelters, and I love them so much, and I know how much love they can give, so knowing these pets at the shelter can equally give that much love, it's amazing. And y'all should totally take part and help out those local animal shelter pets, and please help them.